Mic check. I'm going to say one thing. Why it's important to be here. Georgia. Is home. To the largest. Confederate. Monument. In the country. Georgia. Is home. To the largest. Confederate. Monument. In the country. Guess who owns it?
State government.
You might have heard of it. Because when Dr. Martin King says, let freedom ring. From the stone mountains of Georgia. He's talking about Stone Mountain. Four Confederate generals. March hard. Into the sun. Of Stone Mountain. Every night. In the summer. There's a laser show. On that mountain.
Why they have the helicopters
While the
over
song
us?
Dixie plays.
I guess we're a threat. That's
So when people
ridiculous.
say, that this is not the America they know, they are lying. This is the America that unfortunately was birthed from genocide and slavery.
Change it.
So we're gonna have. And we're not gonna do the mic check all the time.
I'll be careful, beauty.
Please honor the amazing,
But somebody's have to do it.
the inspired, who inspired a movement, a generation of Latinos like myself, to rise up. Dolores Huerta.
Sí se puede.
I wish to thank all of you that are here this moment for doing this wonderful march, the organizers, and also I think the police that escorted us. So we want to thank them also. And that's before we start. I think I would ask that everybody, before we begin on the program here, that all of us take a second and that we kind of bow our heads and we really give in our own way, whichever way that we decide that we want to send, I guess a moment of silence for the 3 people that were killed today in Charlottesville.
Went up to 3.
And the
Yeah,
19
they're all
that
IWW,
died, and the 19 that are still injured.
International Workers World.
You're kidding me.
Like the left labor.
Bow our heads, let's pray for those that they have stood the list of our martyrs, like with Dr. King and the other people in the South and all over the country that have died for justice.
Oh, man.
Let's just take a moment, okay? A few seconds, let's bow our heads, let's pray for them, for those that have been killed and for those that are injured, that hopefully that they will recover and not have any more deaths. And also for all of the haters, so that the hate will come out of their hearts and their minds, and so they will join the justice movement and the peace movement. Let's do that like a second. Thank you.
Huh? No, I think that's police, isn't it?
Military?
I mean, it looks like police to me. This is how they do in Houston.
2 million people. 2 million people. Thank you very much for the media for coming out, and they will know about this atrocity on the gathered today because of what happened over there in Charlottesville. And they will see that there are many of us, and we are a diverse group of people here, that all of us here are working for peace, that we're working to protect the people of color, that we're all working for climate change, that we're working for women's rights, that we're all working for LGBT rights. Our message will get out there no matter what. Our message will get out there.
They're doing that on purpose. Yes. I know the helicopter, I think they're doing that on purpose. You know how they that's what you get from a military state. Or should I say a fascist state?
Can you tell if it's press or police?
I'm just guessing, but I know that's what they do to us in Austin, in Houston.
Everybody for such a peaceful gathering here. Can everybody hear me? Okay, again, I want to thank everybody for a peaceful gathering here. We are on the steps of the Georgia State Capitol. And if you know anything about the state capitol, you generally have to have a permit to be right here. But there are so many of us in a diverse capacity, peaceful and non-violence, that we are thankful to the state capitol police for allowing us to be here. Georgia is the birthplace of Dr. Martin Luther King, the birthplace of the Civil Rights Movement. But there's a shame on Georgia. And the shame is we do not have a comprehensive Civil Rights Act in the state of Georgia. That means nobody's rights are protected under state law in this state, and that's a problem. So we need you, when you go back home, to elevate your voices and say, shame on Georgia. Can y'all say that?
Shame on Georgia!
Shame on Georgia!
Shame on Georgia!
Shame on Georgia! Shame on Georgia! Shame on Georgia! Shame on Georgia! Shame on Georgia!
It's a fucking drone.
The whole of the largest
It's a drone.
Yeah.
monument to white supremacy in the world. And that's
Dante.
There is legislation that is pending right now in the Georgia legislature to remove
Look up. There's the drone. Look up.
all symbols of the Confederacy, because Georgia stands for the of the Confederacy. And make no mistake about it, what happened in Charlottesville today, based on
There's a drone following us as well.
who I've had the unfortunate pleasure of meeting, was based on white supremacy and the continued celebration of a failed insurrection. So what we have to do is erase all symbols of the Confederacy, all symbols of racial oppression, all symbols of white supremacy, and insert here, stay out. I look forward to learning from the other speakers. But again, when you go home, remember two things. That Georgia does not have a comprehensive civil rights act, and you need to put pressure on this third goal. And that Georgia still celebrates the failed insurrection of the Confederacy. And until those symbols are taken down, we have a long fight with white supremacy. So thank you guys.
I am a councilman here in the new city of South Fulton, here in Atlanta, Georgia. I am the first Black Lives Matter organizer elected to public office. I won't be the last. Revolution candidates elected to local office this year. And I came to say that this is only the beginning. What we on the left have to do is be unapologetically progressive. What I have seen too many times is that on the right, candidates can be as anti-gay, anti-choice, anti-women, anti-social safety nets as they want to be. And they get elected. Meanwhile, we have people running for Congress that are afraid to even invite Barack Obama or Bernie Sanders to come and campaign with them. They're afraid to even be seen on the stage with progressives. We've got to be unapologetically progressive. When I took my picture for City Hall in the city of South Fulton, which is 89% African American, I wore a Black Lives Matter button. You walk into City Hall, you see that picture with my button on it. There are people who are so upset about me wearing a button that they're asking to recall me. It's not going to happen, don't worry, it's not going to happen. But let me tell you what frustrates me. What frustrates me is that people got mowed down today by a car. Black Lives Matter is now killing people, right? That's what frustrates me. What frustrates me is that a child born in Atlanta has less of a chance to escape poverty than anywhere else in the country. Atlanta, Miami, New Orleans, we keep trading spaces for the #1 place for income inequality. That is violence. That is what white supremacy does. Gentrification, colonization of black neighborhoods, and moving people out of the city that they were raised in, that is violence. That is white supremacy. And we are going to stop it. And we're going to start in South Fulton by building a table that is big enough for everyone to have a seat. So what I want you to do when you get here is to go and find progressive candidates in your city to support, because every year is an election year. Make sure that you are educating your neighbors and supporting candidates that live out our values of inclusivity, of fairness, of a fair shot, of a social safety net that doesn't doesn't leave anyone behind. And let's take on the people from the top down who use this divisive, racist rhetoric to divide us. There are more of us than this. One more time. Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Mic check. So, I'm gonna ask my white allies to not participate in this next chant. Because I need you to know this thing. So to all my communities of color, repeat after me. I am somebody. And I deserve full equality. Right here. Right now. I am somebody. And I deserve full equality. Right here. Right now. I am somebody. And I deserve full equality. Right here. Right now. I am somebody. And I deserve full equality. Right here. Right now. Right here. Right now. Right here. Right now. And we can all sing this last one together. And first we're gonna go Nazis, then we're gonna go Trump. And you're gonna be like, what? Hold on. Ain't gonna let no Nazis turn me around. Turn us around. Ain't gonna let no Nazis turn us around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching on the freedom land. Oh, ain't gonna let no Trump turn us around, turn us around, turn us around. Ain't gonna let no Trump turn us around. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching on the freedom land. Good evening and welcome to Atlanta. It's wonderful to see this beautiful canvas of diversity. Black, brown, white, Latino, Asian, LGBTQIA, women, men, people with varying abilities, all here today to peacefully but angrily express ourselves. My name is Wanda Mosley. I work for the New Georgia Project. And the New Georgia Project is all about voting. Voting rights, voter education, and dispelling the myth that voter fraud runs rampant in this country, because that is a lie. What does run rampant in this country is voter suppression. And dare I say that the birthplace of Dr. Martin Luther King, the birthplace of the civil rights movement, may indeed be the birthplace of voter suppression. Because in the home of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., we have to sue. We have to file suit. We have to take our Secretary of State to court when a hurricane hits our state just before the voter registration deadline in November. But that's okay, because when we fight, we win. And that was a battle that we won. So thanks to all the elected who occupied this Gold Dome during session. Understand that Georgia is changing, and it is changing rapidly.
are taking that number down each and every year. Civil rights organizations here in Georgia, we take to these streets daily with our clipboard, with our ink pen, and we register, and we educate, and we inspire, and we tell people, you go out and vote. The reason it's so hard to take your vote is because they are scared. But as long as we stand together, as long as we have allies, as long as we realize the power that we all possess as individuals, and then understand that that multiplies exponentially when we link arms and we fight racism, when we fight voter suppression, when we fight all of the isms and all of the ugly, nasty things that are perpetrated from the top. The people united will never be defeated. 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 The people united will never be defeated.
What's up, y'all? Put your fists up. How many people are angry? As my sister Noah said yesterday, our black rage is righteous. Do not curb your anger. Let's get one thing clear. White supremacy is the oldest and first form of organized terrorism to inflict the stolen lands now known as North America. Period. So for all of you people who are in the petitions and are making phone calls, call your lawmakers, call your mainstream media, and tell them to refer to what happened today as an act of terrorism, period. It seems in this country, if a person who submits to al-Islam steals a goddamn candy bar, it's an act of terrorism. But when a white person takes the life of a black or brown person, it's just a crime.
It's not a crash.
It's an act of terrorism. Yes, yes.
Terrorism. Not a crash. It was a goddamn display of domestic terrorism.
Shut up.
Period. Not a crash.
Thank you. Now I want to say this as well. For all of you who have these single issue silos, whether it's climate change, or reproductive justice, or economic justice, if racial justice is not the foundation of your platform, you are not helping and you are a hypocrite. We will knock barriers down as soon as we take racial justice seriously. And for all of you who are saying impeach now, please put your sign down. This is not about one white man or one political party. It is about a system of oppression. Once and for all. That's all I got for you. I love you. Peace.
Hello, my name is Erika, and I'm undocumented, unafraid, unapologetic. This is not just today. White supremacy didn't just come out of the streets. White supremacy didn't just show up one day and started walking around the street with torches. White supremacy is in our government right now. It's the White House. White supremacy is in our local government. White supremacy is in our federal government. And it continues to push us down. I'm a DACA recipient. My mother's in deportation proceedings. And I live in a community that's every single day being called names. We're called illegal. We're called criminal. We're called terrorists. We're called every single name that you can imagine just so that people can look at us differently. Just so that people can say they are to blame for anything that happens to me. Every single day on the media, I hear that I am to blame for anything that happens to any poor person in America. And I am tired of that. And I want to remind us all that this is not the only day that we're going to be fighting against white supremacy. This is not going to be the only day that we're going to fight against people marching down the streets with torches, saying that we're here to take over their land.
Funny.
White House are the ones trying to get rid of DACA. These same people in the White House are the ones trying to fill more detention centers with our own bodies. Black and brown bodies continue to build those detention centers, and that's not because we're terrible people. That's because white supremacy wants us in there for profit. And I invite you to continue to keep fighting. I invite you to continue to be fighting for undocumented brothers and sisters, because guess what? We can't vote. We cannot vote, but we have so much power. We have our voice, and I am so tired, and I am telling my undocumented community this is the time to stand up, come out of the shadows, and this is the time to fight against white supremacy, because today is not the only day. It has to continue every single day.
My people, how y'all doing? My name is Dante Barry. I'm with an organization called Million Hoodies, Movement for Justice. Man, I'm pissed. So I'm really, really angry. Angry to a point where year after year, we have to keep doing this, and nothing is changing.
You're goddamn right.
Nothing is changing. And I think about Kwame Ture, Stokely McCarmichael, and this quote that he says, "If a white man wants to lynch me, that's his problem. If he's got the power to lynch me, that's my problem." Racism is not a question of attitude, it's a question of power. And so, what are we going to do to shift the relationship to power for black and brown people? What are you going to do to change the relationship to power that you have in relationship to black and brown people? White supremacy is about power. So is patriarchy, anti-immigrants, and xenophobia. All of this is about power. So what are we doing to change the relationship to power that is harming our communities, that is requiring us to be here every single day? What are we doing?
Vote.
What are you doing differently than what you're doing today? Tomorrow, what can you commit to be doing differently? Whew. You know, I came into this work inspired by, not inspired by, but really angry by the death of Trayvon Martin. A lot of people, and then subsequently the death of Michael Brown, which created the most transformative movement we have seen in our lifetime, right? And so, even though we have seen tons of black people out in the streets, right? We have seen tons of other movements that have taken and found the leadership of black people, but what are we going to do to take the next step? What is our next step to really shift the way that we are thinking about racism and white supremacy in this country? What are we going to do within our organizations to do differently to shift the relationship of power, right? Not just about talking and engaging black people or other communities, but what are we doing with our resources, with our time, with our campaigns, with our people, to be mobilizing so that we can build the type of country that we need to be living in right now. So thank y'all for being out here and being in solidarity with folks in Virginia. But we need to do more of this, right? Because at what point, how much longer are we going to keep being on these streets until white supremacy is completely dismantled? What are we going to do? What are we going to do to ensure that the freedom fighters that we are, that our legacy gets carried on to our grandchildren and future grandchildren? What are we going to do in our legacy to fight and end white supremacy today?
Hello, everyone. I'm Deidre. I'm with the BLM movement in Florida, Sarasota and Bradenton, Florida. And this is exactly what But just as this brother said, what are we going to do? When do we say it's time to step forward? When are we going to do more than share a Facebook? Okay, sorry. My bad. When are we going to do more than share a Facebook post or an article? We need to be our allies, to be a voice. Hold people in your communities accountable for what they're doing. Okay, because we're in a country right now where your voice is heard 10 times more than my black voice. That's just what we're in. So when are we going to have the accountability ourselves as allies? I'm speaking to the allies now. To say, guess what? Every time I see it, regardless of where I am, I'm not standing by. I'm going to say that I lose my job and I gotta find another one. That's what it is. That's what it is for this movement. Spit out a quote. I want to spit out a quote now. And Malcolm X says, I believe in human beings. And I believe that they should be respected as such regardless of their skin color. It's what he said. And I got into this work because I realized that I just got tired, even as a black person, sharing stuff on Facebook, telling people about it. I have a 12-year-old black son and a 4-year-old black daughter. And just because I realized it isn't my children right now, in this moment, don't mean it can't be them tomorrow. I need all of my allies to think about that as well. You're out here, this is exactly what democracy looked like. But we're telling you now that we need you to be even louder in your communities.
Buenas noches, mi gente, mis hermanos, hermanas, hermanexes. My name is Catherine Perez, and I am one of the co-founders of the National Coalition for Latinxes with Disabilities. Can y'all hear me? Okay, repeat after me. We're not differently able. We are not differently able. We don't have special needs.
We don't have special needs.
We have needs just like everyone else.
We have needs just like everyone else.
We are disabled.
We are disabled.
Say the word.
Say the word.
Disabled.
Disabled.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I am a person with mental disability, and I'm also a Latina, and I think it's important that I'm up here repping people with intersectional identities. I grew up with a fractured identity. I was on the Latina side, and they didn't reach out to people with disabilities, and then I sit in the disability world, and the disability world is too white. And so here I am, and here's our organization, and we're trying to change that. And I want to pass the mic down to my friend, Melissa Thompson. She's the creator of the hashtag #DisabilityToWhite. And unfortunately, she can't be up here right now because these are steps, and the ramps are always somehow in the back of the building. So everyone, here's Melissa, and thank you for listening. This is an important quote from the disability rights movement, and it's nothing about us without us. Repeat after me. Nothing about us without us.
Oh, that's okay.
and I'm from Winsboro, South Carolina, and I am the founder of Rep Your Voice. As Kat said, I did create this hashtag Disability Too White to combat the overwhiteness within the disabled community. Some of you may not know that disabled advocates of color are not seen as they should be. Our issues are not heard loud and clear in our community, as well as within the work that you all do. Today, me, Catherine, and Mia did a panel about how progressives need to understand disability. We are not, as Catherine said, differently able. We are disabled. We have a culture. We have pride. I am a black disabled woman, and I'm very proud of that. Yes. And I need black people to hear me and other black advocates, disabled advocates, about our work. We need that same energy within the Latina community, in the Asian community, in the Native community, and everywhere else. When your work does not include disability, you are erasing the largest minority group in the country and the world. Woo! We are everywhere, 57 million strong. You cannot fight for racial justice, reproductive justice, fight against police violence, fight for education, fight for economic equality, and not include disability in your work. If you do so, your work is incomplete and insufficient to people like me. You all today should really pay attention to disability rights and know that disability rights are human rights. Say it with me. Disability rights are human rights.
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 Thank you.
One more important word. Repeat after me. Ableism.
Ableism.
When you guys list your isms, please include ableism. Thank you. Mia?
Hands off Masada. Hands off Masada.
Hands off Masada.
No person is illegal.
No person is illegal.
Whiteness is violence.
Whiteness is violence.
It might be hard for some people to hear that and to say that, but the reality is that whiteness is an invention of white supremacy, and your association with whiteness is violence. If you associate with that, if you accept that idea, then you are associating yourself with the concept that perpetuates white supremacy and oppresses all of us, including all of you. Everyone here, everyone on this space is a victim of white supremacy. And one of the ways that you are an agent of white supremacy is by accepting this terminology and associating yourself
solidarity.
How's everybody doing? Thank you so much, everyone, from our strong local leaders and activists who came out to show support. Folks who came all over the country with Netroots Nation who are out here. I know there's supposed to be a karaoke party tonight, but this takes precedence. Understanding and solidarity together against issues like white supremacy, as everybody before me has already said, is endemic to the nature of the creation of America. It's not just about Trump. It's not just about the Republicans. It's not just about those people that went marching with their stupid tiki torches that probably aren't even American made. It's not even only about them. It is very easy for us to criticize those people. It's very easy for us to demand that they do better. But we all saw over the last election cycle when people started to protest against white supremacy, when people started to speak out against different people who were speaking violence into our communities about our brothers and sisters, whether they be undocumented, whether they be black, whether they be LGBTQIA, whether they be Palestinians. I mean, across the board, we have sat silent and said, oh, we gotta let people speak. Oh my God, we gotta let them speak. When we let white supremacy go unchecked, this is what happens. We cannot do this anymore. Freedom of speech does not mean that they are free from critique, criticism, and all of us demanding accountability. Like Ryan said, we love you. I know you love us. We have to do this together. Black bodies, brown bodies. We cannot continue to be the ones to put it on the line, whether it's with our careers, our credibility, or our actual lives, our children's lives. It takes all of us. It doesn't matter whether you have already been seasoned and out here in activism or you are newly activated and aware. Take that back home. There are so many resources. We are so blessed to live in the internet age. There's so many resources. We can all keep in touch and we can move this forward. I'm so thankful that so many of us all over the country came here from Netroots Nation and that we're here today together to share space. But don't get it twisted. This is not just a Southern thing. Because up north, they know what's running it down south. I may live in Atlanta now, but I swear to God, Chicago, Illinois is one of the most racist places in America. And we have a Democratic mayor in Chicago that inflicts terror on communities of color every single day. Whether it's physical, whether it's educational, whether it's shutting down mental health centers and other centers of health. People of color, poor people, our people are under siege across the board by both parties. Let's not get it twisted. We have a duty to each other to continue to build. It don't matter who you voted for in the 2016 election. I swear we need to put the proxy war behind us. It don't matter, because it's not going to save any of us. And I would prefer to stand shoulder to shoulder with people who voted third party, people who voted for Hillary, people who voted for Bernie, to watch those people burn our stuff down. Literally does not save any of us to keep rehashing that proxy battle. Now, I know we all got our different issues. I know we got all our different grievances. We need to work through that discomfort and work together to get to a better place. Because right now, what we're seeing is a continuation of activity that didn't go away. You know, people thought in 2008 we were in some post-racial moment. Nah. Exactly. Nah. What has happened now is not, oh my God, Trump made people racist. No. He made it
Acceptable.
More palatable, right? But our media that gave him unfettered access to the airwaves to normalize his message, to normalize this case that we're seeing now. We need to hold everybody accountable. If you're not sitting with us, the people, we the people, you're gonna have to learn. That's just what it's gonna be. And we have to be the ones to teach them. We can't say, okay, we voted for you, now you better do this. We
have to hold people accountable. And if they won't do their job, we're going to find somebody else who will. No matter who's in charge, and we're going to bring them back into the fold. We got your back, sis. I got your back, bro. We're going to do this together. So, this is the most progressive gathering of individuals in the nation. Netroots Nation is most progressive, it's good, it's most progressive. Let us actually live those values that we all say that we share and believe in. Thank you, everyone. This is the new vote. We all together. We're going to do a chant out, and then as Sister Kenyette, I don't know if she's still here, said in the beginning, we're going to peacefully walk back to where we're going. So if everybody's going back to the hotel, we'll all work our path back to the hotel, and folks are dispersed elsewhere. We're going to do it peacefully and on the sidewalks. So I'll let y'all start.
We referenced Asada earlier. We're going to start low, as is the custom, the tradition, as started by Black Lives Matter. I hail from Black Lives Matter, Philadelphia. It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
Freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other and respect each other.
Each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other and respect each other.
We must love each other and respect each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other and honor each other.
We must love each other and honor each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
Remember that we lead now in love and peace and unity, fighting until all have the equality and justice that every single person's birthright is.
Okay, we're marching back to the hotel now, folks, so we are going to be shutting this baby down.